Alright, welcome to round one. Here we're up against Osira T. Oiskra. I know they are a good player. I'm going to keep this hand because I've got Faithful, Sunscape Familiar, and some interaction. They lead off with a See the Synod, so I think they're on Affinity. Terrarion makes me think maybe it's Big Affinity or the ATOG Shift list. So they keep playing out some artifacts, so I'll just play out my God Pharaoh's Faithful. They're leading with a Gear Seeker Serpent here, so it really leads me to think this probably ATOG Shift, which was a deck that plays just 4 Seekers, 4 ATOGs. Luckily I've got a Snap on the way. I'm going to go ahead and snap it, play my Familiar, and hold up Prohibit. Opponent goes for the Blast on my Familiar, but I'll prohibit the Blast. Try to keep them alive so I can draw cards. Okay, so now we see Mirror Enforcer, and that means it's Big Affinity, not just regular Affinity. I'm going to begin chant tripping here, and I see no land, so I'm going to bottom both. I do not draw a land, which is not great. I'm going to have to play out Mortuary Mark for no value. Opponent is getting in. I kind of just have to take it here. They crack the Terrarion, play a Witching Well, and play another. Oh, so they draw with the Terrarion. Here I draw into just in tap land, so I'm going to play my Sage's Rodenizen to try to block here, and then maybe get some life out of it, and then maybe next turn I can draw into some Ponder, Deep Analysis, do some stuff there. They get in, and I'll block. So they play another Gear Seeker Serpent, and I'm under a ton of pressure, but I draw God Pharaoh's Faithful, so I'll play the Faithful immediately. And cast a Ponder. Ponder sees even more tap lands and some other value. Let's see what we do. I'll go ahead and take the Seagate Oracle, so I have a blocker. Cast the Oracle, and take the tap land and pick up the plains. I'm really kind of hosed on the blue mana this game. They're getting in, and I'll have to block. I don't want to go to 6. I decided Deep Analysis with Flashback. If basically I'm wanting to use the plane or the Prismatic Strands to block the Gear Seeker Serpent attacks. Opponent is going to get in and put me to 6. I'm thinking at least I have a Prismatic Strands to block a Galvanic Blast here, but they have a Blast, and I Prismatic Strands, and they Dispel and then Blast again, which ends up killing me. Well, they have a Fling to kill me. So game 2, I'm taking out my 3 Prismatic Strands. Here I removed 3 Seagate Oracles, Sage's Rodenizen, Deep Analysis, Prohibit, and I bring in some Blue Elemental Blasts, some Remove Souls, and all my Gorilla Shamans. So in this game, I have Gorilla Shaman in my opening hand. I'm going to keep, I can either get Sunscape Familiar or immediately get the Gorilla Shaman depending on what the opponent does. So they lead with an untapped blue, and I'm deciding, okay, they could either have Hydroblast or they have nothing. And if they have nothing, then Shaman is just going to put them way behind. So I decided to go for the Shaman. Grab a red, and then I'll lead on Shaman. And they have Blast. So I didn't really expect that to happen, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch it plains, and then hopefully get back into this game. They have enough lands to keep going, and I'll play my Sunscape Familiar and hold up a Prohibit. They play Gear Seeker Serpent, and I'll try to remove Soul it because it'd be very good for me if they can't land that. But they do have a Dispel. So at this point I'm staring down a 5/5, which is not great, and let's draw some cards. I draw an Ash Barrens, which I have to play out because I need to make land drops. Unfortunately, it doesn't make colors. Opponent drops some more another 4/4, but I happen to mise a Gorilla Shaman and I can just go ahead and start eating their lands. I eat 2 lands and the opponent concedes. I'm not sure if they should have conceded there. I could have potentially killed this land and then next turn killed the other one, but I'm still under a lot of pressure from this 5/6 and this 4/4. On to game 3. So this hand is very sketchy again, but I have Gorilla Shaman, and the Gorilla Shaman is really the only way that I'm beating Affinity, so I'm gonna keep it. It's definitely very greedy. They lead on a land I can't Shaman, so I'll go ahead and play my tap land. With the Carapace Forger comes out, and I'll play another land. Maybe I can hold up a Remove Soul or something. I was hoping maybe I would draw into a Plains or another fetch. Let's see what they do. Here they're going to play another indestructible land and cast a Prism. So my plans for Remove Souling their creature didn't really go very well. I'll go ahead and fetch, grabbing a Plains. I don't want to get too aggressive here with my mana. I do grab another fetch land there, so I'll play it out, and then we all know we can just grab the mountain. They're getting in. I'm holding up Remove Soul just in case they play a creature. We'll Remove Soul this, and they don't have a response. They have 2 cards in hand, so hopefully neither of them is the Blue Blast. I'll play Gorilla Shaman, but they end up having it. Now they're just down to 1 card in hand. But they're smashing in with a 4/4, so I'm on a 3-turn clock. Hopefully I can draw something good. They end up trying to cantrip for another creature to put me under pressure, but they don't draw anything, so I am free here. I end up drawing a Faithful off the top, which is great, because hopefully I can just buy some more time. They blast my face, which means that if they have another blast, I'm dead, so I just go ahead and flicker my 2 islands so that I have flicker up during their turn. They get in, but I go ahead and block, and I'm going to flicker to save my guy. In response to the flicker, opponent decides to blast my Faithful, and we're in a bad spot. We do have our Mystic Sanctuary to get back Ghostly Flicker, and we drew a Moldrifter, and we have 6 lands, so we can go Moldrifter, Evoke, and Flicker. The Moldrifter, Evoke, Flicker will draw me back the Ghostly Flicker, and then I can I end up grabbing a Blue Blast at the top, which is very good. We can just hold that and not have to block this turn, otherwise I would have had to chump. So I'm not going to block, and they put me to 2. Now on my turn I go ahead and Mystic Sanctuary for Remove Soul, and I'm just trying to hold up as much interaction as I possibly can. They're cantripping, looking for action. And then since they play Thoughtcast here, and I only have 1 spell in hand, I'm just going to go ahead and try to get my Remove Soul off the top, which they don't respond to. Unfortunately, the replay breaks here, but I end up drawing another Gorilla Shaman, eating all their lands, and they concede. Alright, see you in the next round.